GPS is short for Global Positioning System. It is a satellite-based navigation system that allows a user to know his or her location, speed, height, no matter where or when, in any atmospheric condition. A GPS is made up of three components: the spatial, the control, and the user. The so-called spatial component is the network of satellites orbiting the Earth. They are distributed in 6 orbital lanes in a form similarly illustrated like a modern perception of how an atom looks, with the Earth being the nucleus. The network is set up in a manner that secures that you will have at least 4 satellites in direct line of horizontal sight. This is important since it takes a GPS 4 satellites to calculate the receiver's third-dimensional plan coordinates, along with the time for the terrestrial time zone. The control component consists of 5 tracking stations around the globe, with one main control station. This component tracks the satellite and updates their orbital position for the satellite. They process the information given by the satellites and the updated coordinates for the receivers down on Earth. They can subtract the satellite's position along with its trajectory and speed to get to the accurate position of the receiver on Earth. Then, the satellite can broadcast the given position to our devices. The third component is the user component. In short, it is the component that converts all the complicated data into something that we can understand and use, for example in navigation. This component accounts for all the GPS receivers converting the processed signal from the satellites and tracking stations to position, speed, and time. The necessary elements in this process, such as antennas and softwares, are also included as a part of the user component. This modernized system was implemented in 2005 for public use after decades of development and adjustment previously intended for military purposes.
The GPS was originally developed for military purposes. It was applied to military missions for navigation purposes in the enemy territories and were especially important in the absence of light during night missions. The GPS allowed for the Allied troops to obtain an accurate positioning of their own troops as well as the enemy's troops. This allowed for the Allied troops to gain better ground awareness and make better decisions as to where they should move next. Since 2005, when the modernized GPS satellite was made available to the consumer, it has become a very common tool in cars, boats, phones, mobile devices, etc. Today we see everyone using the GPS technology, and most people from the 21st century can't navigate far without the use of a GPS. However, the GPS is not only used for navigating. Many app developers implement the GPS as a fun feature. For example, Snapchat has a thing called Snap Maps, which is a feature that allows you to see you and your friends on a world map, so when you're out traveling, your friends can see where you're at, etc. This feature also allows for competition on the app, because many people want to fill out the map and have the most friends on the Snap Map, which gives the app more traffic and more users. Another example is Instagram, who uses the GPS feature as a way of showing where you are, either when posting a picture or when posting a story. For example, if you're out eating somewhere expensive, you can tag the place where you're eating at to show it to all of your friends. One of the biggest negative things about the GPS feature in today's world is the fact that more and more people fear for their privacy, because the GPS technology is almost implemented in everything you buy. Many people think this allows for the government and the companies that sell these products to track you and what you do in a normal weekday. However, this is not only because of the GPS, it's a big concern that more and more people have today, because almost everything is digital in our society today.